Well, as of a few minutes from when this video is recorded, Donald Trump won't be the president anymore, and it'll be Joe Biden with his vice president, Kamala Harris. Yeah, I mean, it's great. It's lovely that this last 4 years, which have felt very, very long, are finally at a close, and it's it's going to be someone in office that will be able to speak coherently and think coherently and will actually be in charge of something. But Donald Trump wasn't the problem. He isn't the problem, never was the problem. He's merely a symptom of what the problem in America is. He is the result of a long period of cultural and political undermining to the extent where the democratic spirit in the United States has all but vanished. The United States government is basically three corporations stacked in a trench coat, pretending to be a government. And it shows when you look at the government Congress, when you look at the executive branch, it's all millionaires. It's all people who are of the elite, and they act for the elite. Yes, there's a few breadcrumbs thrown every once in a while to the actual people of the United States, but they're not representative, really, of the people that live there. Donald Trump himself represents the ignorant person's version of what leadership looks like. He portrays confidence, he portrays strength, that bluster that he has. And really, he was elected because people couldn't keep their eyes off of him. We have a psychological vulnerability in our minds that things that we hear of more often, we end up involuntarily liking more. So when the media had Donald Trump's antics on the TV 24/7 for the entirety of the election and the entirety of the last 4 years, it's only natural that some people who are glued to that would say, hey, I know that Donald Trump guy, and end up liking him whether they actually like him or not. Many of them never really understood what he stands for and never really will. Really, Donald Trump, he was never capable of the office that he found himself in. He doesn't have the skills, doesn't have the talent, doesn't have the wherewithal even to execute that office. He can't concentrate for long enough to be able to focus on an intelligence briefing. He doesn't have any sort of gauge for what the sensations and the notions of the people around him are. His main concern, I think, was revealed on the day of his inauguration, which today the National Mall is basically empty due to the pandemic. Last time it was almost similarly as empty, and that was his great concern. His first act as president, his great, bold vision for the future was, there should have been more people at my inauguration. And really that set the tone. That's exactly what we should have expected for the rest of it. I, for one, am glad he's gone. Yeah, absolutely. But this isn't the end of the problem, because he never was the problem in the first place. He was a wrecking ball and a source of chaos for the nation, but the alternative is a less chaotic and more decisive slide into totalitarian corporatocracy. The consolidation of power and money by the elites, such that the people of the United States have no democratic power left. It's all the decision-making on the top that is governing the United States. And, well, that doesn't look like a democracy. It doesn't look like a republic. It looks like a dictatorship. And that's basically what we've got. And unfortunately now with the riots from last week, there is every excuse, every motivation for a new authoritarian clampdown on civil liberties to be just brushed through Congress and certainly approved by the president. And even the citizenry will cheer with applause because they think that it's protecting them against these nasty, awful, no good far-right people. But what happens when they come for us on the far left? What happens when they come for anybody who shows any measure of dissent? And what's more, like, what about people that are just not politically engaged at all? Row. They too will suffer this curtailment of civil liberties. It's going to be a troubling time in American history, one way or the other. And my great fear is that 4 years from now, another authoritarian, another populist like Donald Trump, but one that is competent, one that is eloquent, one that is more charming than Donald Trump, will emerge into the national stage, and he won't be stoppable. America's flirtation with dictatorship is far from over, and I think the worst is yet to come. Anyway, I do these videos daily, so if you enjoy my content, feel free to subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. It does help the channel quite a bit. And share it with your friends if you possibly could. I would appreciate it, trying to build an audience here. And so I'll see you tomorrow.